Yes, friends, if there's one thing everyone can agree on, it's charge motion. And if there are two things everyone can agree on, they're both charge motion. Uh, my name is my name is Saximus.
I,
I'm regrettably still a ghost.
my name is
But
Ghoul, and I am not a ghost.
the good news is that I am now accepting commissions for haunting. If you give me money, I will haunt whoever you want me to. I will even haunt you and help you develop good habits.
I might take you up on that. But anyway, we got a bit of a
Hit the lab.
hit the lab, yeah. We got a bit of a packed episode this week.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of fighting game stuff going on. Most notably, I believe it was last week, Oro and Akira made their way into Street Fighter V.
Yes.
Um,
So
I've been
you've yeah, I was gonna say you've been playing a lot of Street Fighter Five lately. So how have they been?
Yeah, I have. Akira is so sick. Definitely a character that requires a lot of optimization. Um,
Mhm.
but it almost kind of feels like she's a Karine type character with like less range, more damage, but all around more utility.
Yeah, yeah, particularly with her V skills and V triggers.
Yes. So for those of you who didn't see the trailer, Akira Kazama is a rival schools character. So they gave her some rival schools mechanics, particularly with her V skill 2, that allows her to launch the opponent in the air and follow them into the air. Very similar to like a Dragon Ball Fighter's like a 2H, like an upward smash, or a dust attack
Mhm.
from Guilty Gear. Um, So you hit them with this launcher, follow them into the air, and you get to do an air juggle combo. That's her V skill 2. Her V skill 1 buffs her fireball to make it link into more combos and stuff like that. I haven't really used that one much just because it seems less fun than doing the big ol' air combos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so there's a lot of utility going in there, especially since she can V skill 2 off of her target combos, which means off of a jab punish, she can get a launcher into an air combo.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it's a lot. it's um but yeah, super cool character, big old toolbox of stuff. If there's one thing I will say about her, like weakness wise, it does feel like she has a hard time against zoners and characters with really strong fireball games.
Mhm.
Because she
Yeah.
doesn't go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Um
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say because you said that she's kind of a Karen style character. Rush down, mix up heavy, which that makes sense.
yeah. She doesn't have a lot of projectile invincible stuff. She doesn't have any armor moves to go through. Like when I was playing Laura, I could EX elbow through a fireball, absorb it
Mhm.
with armor, and get in. Um,
Yeah.
but Akira doesn't have any armor moves or really any advancing projectile invincible moves. So she can
Mhm.
struggle really hard in those kinds of matchups. Um, Oro, on the other hand, I haven't played him all that much, but from what I can tell, Oro is that projectile character. Um, Especially with, I think it's his V skill 2, I believe. That's the bouncy ball.
Yeah.
He
Balanced as all things should be.
Yeah, he throws like a bouncy ball on the ground, and it bounces a couple times, and it's a 3-hit fireball. Um,
Mhm.
and what's interesting about it is he's allowed to have that fireball on the screen with his regular fireball.
That's
So
nuts.
he breaks the one fireball at a time rule. So he can
Mhm.
really lock you down with his zoning game, and he also has a DP. So to catch you jumping in. Well, he has a flash kick because he's a charge character. So his fireball and his upward reversal are charge
Mhm.
moves. But the one thing that everybody
Right.
wants to talk about is Tengu stones. Um, his Oro's
Yes.
V trigger 2 summons a bunch of items over his head that attack you when he presses buttons, and it allows him to convert into absolutely nutty damage. Off of just about anything.
Mhm.
It's a little nuts that like the amount that you have to be careful when he has V Trigger 2 available.
Yeah.
But overall, they're both very fun, very interesting, and very unique characters, and they both add a lot to the game. So I'm really excited for the game going forward.
And also speaking of Street Fighter, something I forgot to mention when we were discussing the planning, we can probably add to the gigantic graphic of characters Ryu has fought, because now I get to go from whiffing every single raging demon I throw out in Tekken 7 to whiffing every single raging demon I throw out in Magic the Gathering.
Oh man, that's right. Um, Street
Yeah,
Fighter crossover with MTG.
so Magic the Gathering is announced their 4 next crossovers for their Secret Lair releases. Um, and boy, people are not happy about it. Because one of the properties that's crossing over is Fortnite.
Oof,
Um, but they're also doing Warhammer 40K,
that's
Lord of the
exciting.
Rings, and Street Fighter. And they also dropped this really, really good Chun Li art.
Yeah, that art
Um,
was really sick.
yeah. Some of the Secret Lair drops are basically just reprints of older cards, but with new art. So some of them actually are like the team's way of testing new mechanics and whatnot. So I don't know yet whether or not the Street Fighter set is going to be new mechanics or just reprints of older cards. Um, I don't know. A lot of people are. It's really weird because as someone who plays both Magic and Street Fighter, all of the Street Fighter players I see talking about it are like, "Oh wow, this is dope. This is really cool." And all of the Magic players I see talking about it are livid.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't know. Like I definitely understand how like this could like harm the creative integrity, if you will, of gathering because one of the things that really is the art and the world building and the characters. I kind of get it, but I don't know. Like it's also not new. Like Magic has done crossovers with Godzilla and The Walking Dead and My Little Pony, and they just did a Dungeons and Dragons one like recently, like within the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I don't know. Like I'm fine with that. We don't have a whole lot of concrete info yet that I know of about the Street Fighter set. That's something to watch out for. And also, Akuma is hunting monsters. I guess you can maybe use Raging Demon on Rathalos. I don't know. I don't play Monster Hunter.
I don't play Monster Hunter either, but Akuma is going to be in that game. Um,
I think it's just an armor skin.
yeah, I think that's all. I also think that's true.
Yeah.
But it's cool anyway. Akuma's a cool character,
Yeah.
and we get to play
Um.
him in tons of different games now.
Yeah. But yes, Magic the Gathering Monster Hunter crossovers. And speaking of new characters, Baiken was revealed for Sam Show, surprising literally nobody.
No one,
Um,
not even a little bit surprised about that.
I remember when SNK like first showed like the graphic for not the graphic, like the silhouette for the character. Like, ooh, who's it going to be? Which Guilty Gear character? Like, you could make the argument that it was going to be Anji,
Hmm.
but no, it's Baiken because of course it's Baiken.
Yeah, of course it's Baiken. If it wasn't Baiken, it would have been Anji.
Yes.
But it was going to be Baiken, and it always was going to be. I
Uh,
don't play
and just
Sam Show. So I don't.
um, yet neither do I, and it's really heartbreaking because I've had a lot of fun playing the game offline. But it's just completely unplayable online, which really sucks because it's got biking in it now,
Yeah,
and I don't know.
it's a shame.
It is a shame,
I own the
but
game on PS4, but I don't get to play it.
yeah, yeah. But I think SNK did like a very good job of translating her Rev 2 play style into Sam Show, even though Guilty Gear and Sam Show are wildly different games
Oh yeah,
gameplay
opposite
wise.
ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. But one thing I did notice about Baiken, compared to Rev 2, she looks happy in Sam Show.
Right? I did notice
Because
that.
yeah, and it probably has to do with her backstory. Because in Guilty Gear lore, Japan has been destroyed, and Baiken's one of the
Right.
few Japanese people left on Earth. Um, but in Sam Show, she's in Japan and she's fighting against
She's
other samurai.
other samurai. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah,
She's happy to be home, however she got there, right?
yeah. Um, but speaking of SNK and bad netcode and new trailers, like the new trailer for KOF 15 just dropped,
I'm so
and
hyped.
they said the R word.
They did.
They they said the magic R word.
And not only did they say it, they said it to everyone, right? They said rollback
Yeah,
netcode powers fighting games.
yeah.
They made a
They learned.
statement.
They learned. Hopefully, they learned their lesson from Sam's show.
Mm-hmm.
They saw how good Guilty. I mean, I know that rollback's been in the works for a while, but I'm sure that how well Guilty Gear Strive's been doing certainly, influenced their decision to put rollback in KOF 15.
Oh, absolutely. Um, there was a bunch of other stuff shown in that trailer. Lots
Mhm.
of sort of staple fighting game mechanics. You know, jukebox mode, and they did say that they're bringing back online training mode, which is a big one. I haven't
How does that
seen
work?
it's training mode, but with a friend online.
Huh?
So you
That's really
can
cool.
you can just go into the lab and just beat up your buddy without, worrying about the game ending or health bars going down or whatever. So you can lab stuff with your friends online.
That's really cool, and something I wish more fighting games did. Now that I think about it.
It used to be a thing.
Yeah.
I think Tekken Tag 2 had online training mode.
Mhm.
But then, modern fighting games just kind of got rid of it. But it's a cool feature, and I'm excited that it's coming back.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense too. Like if you get bopped by something, you and your friend can hop into the lab and they can kind of coach you through how to respond to that
Yes,
online.
absolutely.
It needs to be next to one another. That's really good.
That's really awesome. The other few things that stuck out to me are the changes to the max mode system.
Mhm.
I played a bit of KOF 14, and in that game, you only had access to your EX special moves when you were in max mode.
Okay.
So you had to spend a bar to get into max mode, and then you could spend the max mode timer to do EX moves. Such is
Okay.
not the case in KOF 15. You have access to your EX moves outside of max mode. Um, and I am a fan of that. It does a lot of things to open up combo creativity and just all around general utility for all of the characters. Because before, all the KOF 14 combos are pretty much, you know, hit confirm into max mode, into combo filler, into EX special, climax cancel, or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Pretty much all the combos followed that formula because they had to, because you needed to get into max mode to access your good stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but you don't need to anymore. So you can be more creative and open with how your characters get their damage. So that's really
I re-
exciting.
I like that. I think that's a cool change.
Yeah, absolutely. They did say that auto combos are making a comeback.
Okay. I
Um,
don't hate that.
I don't hate it either. It's one of those things that like new players, it's great because they can just press buttons and stuff happens. Um,
Hmm.
and once you get good at the game, you're never going to use it.
Yeah.
Especially in KOF 14, the damage was so heavily scaled and it burns your meter automatically. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, in KOF 14, if you do an auto combo and you have a bar of meter to spend, it automatically ends the auto combo in a level 1 super.
Oh wow.
So you burn a bar of
That's
meter and you do no damage.
that's not good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good at all, but it was there for newer people to just get into the game and get a feel for things. And
I
that's
think
coming back.
yeah. I think an auto combo implementation that I hate the least or dislike the least rather is probably Dragon Ball Fighters, only because like there are unique moves within auto combos,
Yeah.
um which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, lots of
But
characters rely on their auto combos in Dragon Ball Fighters. Like I'm a Trunks player. I use my auto the first 3 hits at least of my auto combo all the time.
oh yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm not one of those people that just despises auto combos. I think as long as they're balanced properly to where, once you learn a real combo, you kind of just stop using it. Um, I
yeah.
think that's fine.
Mhm. Um, yeah. Do we have a release date yet for KO 15, or is it still quarter one
Um,
of 2022?
I feel like it was February something. Let me look it up. Hold on.
All right.
AOF 15 release date February 17th, 2022. As
Okay,
of
we got
this
a date.
recording, assuming it doesn't get delayed again.
Assuming it doesn't get delayed again.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I believe that they learned their lesson from Sam Show in regards to netcode. Um, you know,
Yeah.
they, they
So
put
I'm excited.
they put rollback netcode in the trailer.
They did.
Yeah. But
It's an announceable achievement.
yeah. And going back to Guilty Gear, so I know I said in a previous episode, got to be a couple months ago, that the first 5 DLC characters were leaked. And by leaked, I meant people looked at the game files, on PC,
Yeah.
and the names were just there. And I said that that's how we knew Gold Lewis was going to be first, and I
Yeah.
said that the second character was going to be a returning one, and I was correct about that. I was wrong about which character it was. I thought it was going to be Jam. I did not think it was going to be Jacko.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because
I remember that conversation. But yeah, it was Jacko.
I mean, considering the fact that they already had a character model for her from the story,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And as someone who played Jacko in Rev 2, I'm very okay with this. Even though they did, from the looks of it, change her gameplay drastically.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
hate that.
looks so different. Because
Yeah.
Jacko in Rev 2,
Jack-
she placed the
Go ahead.
houses that the minions
Yeah.
came out of, and you had to go and destroy the huts.
Yeah, and she could just kind of hide behind him and just kind of throw her ball and chain at you.
In this game,
now it looks like it looks like she plays a lot more like Venom did in Rev 2.
Yes. She throws out minions and she can hit them at you with certain moves.
I'm okay with this.
It looks so goofy and it looks awesome.
I'm okay with. Yeah, I'm okay with this, because as fun as it was to set down pumpkins and just be able to say, "Go, my children, control the neutral." I don't know. I think there's a lot more engaging and creative playstyle for her. And if nothing else, my Twitter timeline has been filled with Jacko challenge art.
Yeah, definitely
so,
that too.
Net
good,
positive.
Yep, good things all around.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about like Jacko's crouch pose. It's existed for like what, 5 years, something like that. When did she get added to XR?
Sign, I think.
Was it? Well, yeah, I think she was an XR Sign. So like that crouch has been around for years, but it only became popular now because of how popular Strive is.
Yes.
And Strive would not be as popular as it is if the netcode sucked. The netcode is good. This means people are playing it. This means people are making memes about it.
Yes.
This is all free advertising.
Listen, if the community is making memes about the game, that means the game is good. Unless the memes are about how bad the game is.
Yeah. But like devs, take note. Like, if you make your games playable, people will play them and people will talk about them, and that is advertising for your game.
Yes, that's the best advertising that the FGC has. Really, is friends talking
memes,
friends
yeah.
into playing games and memes.
That and memes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe she is. Yeah, but I believe she is out today.
Yes.
I still have. I've yet to get the season 1 pass for Strive. But I'm looking forward to playing her. I don't know if she's gonna make me want to drop RAM again. But oh yeah, also a new patch just dropped. I think most, if not every, character got some sort of buff.
Yeah, pretty much everyone got some sort of buff. I know Soul got a little nerfed.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean everybody's okay with it. I know that because Soul is like the character, right? It's
yeah.
I know Farslash they added more pushback on block so that it's not as oppressive.
All right, I don't hate that.
No, and they narrowed the hitbox on 6S so that it's more likely to get beaten out by a low profile.
Okay.
And then I think they did something to Bandit Bringer where like they made it more minus on block and also more pushback or something like that.
Like little surgical changes, not like a giant bop with the banhammer.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how. I mean, Soul's still a fantastic character. Like, these things didn't drop him any tiers. But
Yeah.
they might have made him a little bit more amicable to play against,
Hmm.
which overall
Yep.
was the goal.
Yeah. But overall, I think Guilty Gear Strive is in a good place. I'm going to continue playing it. Play it with me.
Absolutely.
And also we got a couple new character announcements for Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. They have confirmed CatDog and April O'Neil.
April O'Neil is such an interesting pick.
It really is. Which makes it the second game where she was revealed as a playable character this week.
Oh yeah, that's right. They revealed her for the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. Shredder's
Yes,
Revenge, I think it's called.
I think so.
Which is another game that I'm really excited about, but I'll digress on that.
Yeah. Um, and it looks like her animations in the beat 'em up take a lot of inspiration from Capcom. I saw people whining on Twitter like, "Oh, they're just tracing Capcom sprites." They're not traced. Like, just lay the sprites over one another. It's not tracing. It's an homage. It's not the same thing. It's not plagiarism. Um, but yes, CatDog and April O'Neil. I'm still waiting on Avatar characters.
Yeah, we haven't
We
seen
already
Aang or
have
Korra.
Yeah, we already have Korra's silhouette
Yeah.
in the box art. Hopefully we'll get them too soon.
Yeah, I mean, I
Get
feel
them
like
before
those are going to be
people.
like the big ticket reveal
I don't.
characters.
Yeah, probably. Um. Yeah, and probably a little closer to the release. I do find it interesting that we got April over the two turtles that are not in the game because I don't think we have Donatello or Raphael.
Yeah, Donnie and Raph were not put in the game. So yeah, that is
Mhm.
strange to me that we got April instead of either one or both of the other two turtles.
Yeah. Um. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they were DLC at some point.
Yeah, probably.
If not in the base game. Yeah. I'm looking at the box art right now. Um. I can see what is very clearly Ren and Stimpy. I can see what is very clearly Core and Aang. But yeah, game's still coming. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Um, yeah. So I think that's the big kind of stuff over the past couple weeks. I wanted to take a bit of time to talk about some tournament news. We don't talk about tournaments that much anymore on Charge Motion because for a number of reasons. Because one, it's just kind of not fun for us to just read off dates and results. I'm
That
sure
is
it's not
true.
fun
Yeah.
for you to listen to. And also, like, we both have our own lives. We got things going on. As much as we would love to have the time to sit down and watch every tournament, we
Simply
just can't do
don't.
that. Yeah. But I want to talk about two tournaments. One is one in a negative sense, one in a positive sense. The first is Riptide, an offline Smash Major at the Kalahari Resort, which is a hotel slash water park in Ohio. I've never been. Um, Apparently, it's an incredible tournament. They got Smash Ultimate Melee, Splatoon 2, Rivals of Ether. It's an indoor water park. So it's a great tournament. But they recently got they were contacted. They didn't really go into much more detail than that by Nintendo, and they are no longer running a bracket for Project Plus,
Oh
um,
man.
which is exceedingly frustrating because even after the Project M dev team disbanded and stopped all development on Project M, like people still keep the community alive. Like
Hmm.
Project M and Project Plus are fantastic, and like more people should play them if you can. It's like, and it's so frustrating as a Smash player because like this, like the only stuff like this and shutting down like the stream of the Big House last year, and all that stuff shows that Nintendo does in fact pay attention to the Smash community, but only cares about interacting with them when it's to ruin our fun.
Yep, that
And I
is
just
nail on the head.
and like, see, here's the thing, like all the setups that were going to be at Riptide, they were physical, like actual setups. There was no emulation, right? Like actual
Hmm.
discs of Brawl and actual Wii's. They just happened to be modded, and Nintendo's like, no, this this 13-year-old game that is out of print, you can't buy anymore. No, you can't do what you want with it. Fuck you.
No,
And I just
absolutely not.
it's exceedingly frustrating.
That is
If you
frustrating.
have a Wii, and a copy of Brawl, I highly recommend you download the latest build of Project Plus. It's really good. Play it with your friends. Please don't let it die like this. The game
Not
is
like
so
this,
good.
right? Just don't
Not
stream.
not like that. Yeah, just don't stream. And like it's not gonna die, right? We're gonna keep playing it.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna keep
absolutely.
loving it. But just stuff like this is just so exceedingly diverse. Like Nintendo is like the Disney of the
Video
video
games.
game industry.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Nintendo is just so stingy about their IPs and their products that like to the point of damaging their own communities like this. Like this is a prime example that
Hmm.
they would rather damage their own communities than let them alter a Nintendo product in a way that
Yeah.
almost objectively improves it. It's-
Alter a Nintendo product that is out of print
that
and
is out
can't
of
be
print.
bought officially anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! And see, here's the thing: Nintendo is one of the is one I think one of the only big developers and publishers to do this because like Counter Strike is like this huge esport, but it started off as a mod for Half Life,
Yep. I was just talking
and
about
and
this
and Valve
earlier.
yeah, and Valve was like went to the team that made the mod for Half Life. It's like, hey, want to come make make this real thing. And Counter Strike, same thing with Dota. I think the original Dota was like what, a Warcraft mod,
Warcraft 3,
World
yep.
of Warcraft.
Warcraft 3.
Yeah, and yeah, and I think Blizzard shut them down, but Valve picked them up and they made Dota 2.
Yep.
And then they got Sega. Like Sonic Mania was made by Sonic fans who made fan
Yeah.
games. It's so frustrating. Um, but that is the negative. The positive is I want to talk about a tournament that is being hosted by Smash Ultimate content creator and world's best Guy Fieri main. Why do bad things happen to good people? Um, that is his tag. He's just Why do for short. On September 4th, so I think about a week from this recording, he is hosting an online tournament. Um, and like here's the thing. Here's kind of a bad habit that a lot of us can fall into. It happens sometimes in the FGC. It's really common in Smash, where we just take ourselves way too seriously.
Oh man, yeah.
Um, like it's very easy and it's important to get emotionally invested in competition, particularly with Smash. Like this is a game where Pikachu and Donkey Kong can beat up Solid Snake and Sephiroth in Minecraft. Like get a little bit of perspective here, right?
Yeah,
Like this whole
seriously.
situation is inherently silly. And on top of that, um, we've been stuck indoors with Smash Ultimate's infamously awful netcode for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So what Waidu did is he decided to steer into the skid, and he's hosting an online tournament called Bad Things Happening to Good People. It's a Smash Ultimate tournament, and here is the format: single elimination, best of one, no region lock, no lag test.
Oh my god.
Uh, First place gets $200. Second place gets nothing.
Wow. Okay. So
Yes.
winner takes all, single elimination,
Yes.
no lag
Um.
test, no region lock.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And on the rule set on the Smash GG page, lag test in the event of a lag tests are for cowards, and the person asking for the lag test will be DQ'd.
Oh my god.
Um. But Waidu has also said, I think on Discord, that it's totally allowed if if both players in any given set want to make a gentleman's agreement to go to a completely different game. Like,
Different game?
uh, yeah, yeah. White said on Discord, if it's a gentleman, you can do whatever you want. I don't care if you're playing Pokemon Showdown, flip a coin, or bet on crypto. As long as there's a concrete winner in this best of one, it's allowed.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, and I love just silly nonsense like this. And you know everyone's gonna. And by the way, it has almost 1,500 entrants,
Wow.
which is gigantic, especially for an online tournament. And I just absolutely adore just silly nonsense like this. Because like everyone's played Smash casually, right? Like, a player free for all on
Yeah.
Great Cave Offensive with items on.
Mhm.
But like this, like it's still like technically competitive, but it's got such a wacky spin to it. I would love to see more tournaments like this, where it's just like, yeah, we're not taking this seriously, and neither should you. We're just joining this to have fun.
Yeah, that's definitely such a great idea to sort of like lighten up the community a little bit and remind everyone that it is just a
Mm.
game that we're playing, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, no adapting, no losers runs, just chaos.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But
So, why did not ask me to talk about this? But if you want to sign up, it's smash.gg/bad things. So it's free downer.
yeah, definitely give that a look because that's a lot of fun, and
Yeah, it's got
I think that it's good for the community to host things like that.
yeah. Um, yeah, it's got 1,490 attendees
That
right
is
now. So,
ridiculous.
um, I'm trying. Oh, it's gigantic. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how many people were like what the record is. I think it's at least 2,000. I don't know if they're going to hit that before September 4th. But just the fact that it exists and is this popular is really awesome. And then hold on, I can smash the G page if it's actually happening. Um, then after the announcement video on Twitter, I was respond and asking if the browser would be the bracket in the same format, and he would throw in $500. Um, the Smash.gg page isn't loading for me right now, but hopefully that's what happens.
You said that they wanted to run a Rivals of Ether tournament in the same format.
In the same format, and Dan said on Twitter that he will throw in 300 for first place, 0 for second place.
That's amazing. That would be really cool too. I'm happy that
Yeah,
that people are, looking at this and it's sort of catching on.
yeah. Like it's like a palate cleanser, right? Because we all take ourselves so seriously. We just kind of need something stupid and ridiculous like this to kind of, you know, let off some steam and have a little bit of perspective. I cannot wait for grand finals where it's one me gunner in Australia playing a second me gunner from the International Space Station.
Oh man, so much to look forward to.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that's September 4th.
Sounds good. Make sure you get on the Smash GG and sign up for that because that sounds like a great amount of time. That sounds like a great time all around. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for me.
Yeah, same here.
All right. Sounds good. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Make sure you join Waidu's tournament and make sure you play emulated and modded versions of games that are not available for official purchase anymore.
Yes,
Um,
if any lawyers are listening, this is a joke. But it is morally correct to pirate games that cannot legally be purchased anymore.
Correct.
That is a joke. For legal purposes, that is a joke.
For legal purposes, we do not condone piracy or emulation. But with that being
Yes.
said, my name is Ghoul.
My name is Saximus. Hit the lab and good fight, good night.